Okay, we're going to do the leak test on these tilt cylinders. Make sure you have your gloves, your safety glasses, and you can't see, but I have both wheels blocked. And it's always a good idea to block the wheels whenever you're doing this stuff, especially if you're by yourself. And I know firsthand, one of my guys was working on this, had it up on a hill, and the transmission is a hydraulic transmission, and he didn't have it blocked, and all of a sudden it just cut loose and rolled down the hill and smashed up a bunch of stuff. So always block it, always have your gloves when working on this stuff, and safety glasses. So what we're going to do is, we're gonna let me get the right wrench for this. We're going to pop this off. The two top ports on both these, we'll do them one at a time. Okay, we're going to check this now. If this isn't it, what size is that? There's also a valve on here, but we're going to eliminate, first thing, this is my first guess, so we're going to eliminate this problem first. This is part of the troubleshooting procedure. Okay. So what I have here is I have an air over hydraulic pump with a gauge. It was already set up. Okay, and you'll see, and it's just quicker that I could just quickly do this and put this on here and pump this into there. Okay, we're doing one at a time. Get this on there. We'll check them, because maybe it's both, but it's more than likely one of them. If that's not it, then the next move is to go into the, looks like some sort of counterbalance valve that's hooked in here. I don't know what it is, or a load check deal. I'd have to see how this is, what it is, but it's something like that these are tied into. Okay, so we're going to put the air on this. Okay, I'm just going to pump it up. I don't know if the gauge here, but okay, I can tell, okay, right away. Why is that? Watch when I pump this up, I'm going right into the top of the cylinder. See how the oil's coming out of there? So the only way that could happen is something's going past the piston. See it right there. So that tells me, and there's no pressure building up in this gauge. So right away I'm saying there's something wrong with this cylinder. See how that's coming out? So that was just a guess. Now this is a cylinder that I did first, and I just slipped this head off and just replaced the shaft seal. Okay, and then later that one started doing it. Now this forklift takes a beating. This is probably one of our best pieces of tools in the shop. This thing gets used every day. Okay, so you're gonna have to do some maintenance, and you know, a lot of times we don't have time to do it. So that shows you right there. I just guessed it was that one, but I'm gonna double check the other one. Now this is another way you could do it. This is a porta power jack. Okay, it's not hooked up, but you'd come off with a gauge with a T. Okay, at least a 2000 PSI gauge, and then you'd run the hose out, and you could manually do this. But I had this other thing hooked up, you know, so that you can get a little porta power at Harbor Freight or something. Now this unit here is a little more expensive here, you know, it's one of these deals, but watch it. So what's happening, it's going across, going down, it's going through the piston, and somehow it's bleeding out of here. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, because they're tied in. So let's just for kicks, let me go to the other side and let's try it. Let's try this one now. This is how we're troubleshooting. If you're in the field, you know, you could guys in a job needs this thing, you know, and you need to get it fixed. It won't work, and then, you know, you're trying to figure out, well, I got to pull both of them off. Then you go to pull them both off, and the pins are frozen up and all that. So you just want to get one. Okay, this is going to bleed off. Okay, we're going to go over to the other side and just take this hose and do that over there and do the same thing and see what happens. Okay, but I think that it's this cylinder here. You know, sometimes you just take a guess, sometimes you're wrong, but you move down to the next. You know, you have to eliminate things, take your best educated guess what it is or your experience and check there first. And then if that checks out, then you're going to move down to the next one. So we'll see what this one does. Okay, they're all going to pump this one up and see if the pressure will come up. Okay, so what's happening? Let's see here. It's going to keep pushing this out somehow. So it's going through the valve. Let me put this one back on. See if it comes out that other hose. Because now I'm pumping into that one. And this thing, you know, the flow is real low on this thing. Okay. I don't like that. Okay, that one's leaking too. Okay. So before I pull these off, let me see here why, if I'm pumping in there, it's going around and coming out of that. All right, so we have a problem here with these cylinders. I wouldn't think that both of them are leaking, but it's possible. See, if I'm pumping into the top of this and it goes past the cylinder, then it's coming back in here and then blowing out here. That's the only way, because it's isolated. So we got a big problem. I'm probably going to have to pull both of them off. So that'll give you an idea, and then what we'll do is I'll show the other video of what I found. We may have to pull both of these off. Stand by.